Right now, a local veteran shares how a new development on East Washington Avenue will help others get back on their feet.
And the fate of a man accused of stabbing and killing a Janesville woman is in the hands of a jury. We will have an update from the final day of that trial.
Plus, after the UW-Madison Homecoming Committee released a controversial video, students of color are responding with a video about their experiences on campus.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 6.
Thanks so much for joining us. A housing complex slated for Dane County will be the largest of its kind for veterans and their families.
The Valor on Washington will soon enter the demolition and construction phases. Rose Schmidt joins us to share one veteran's struggle to find housing when he got out of the service and how he is now helping others. Rose?
Tim Zekin says his life was changed 100% when he got involved with the nonprofit Dry Hooch about 5 years ago, securing housing, a new lifestyle, and a need to provide understanding for other veterans.
23 years.
After more than 2 decades serving in the military, Tim Zekin had to adjust to civilian life.
Sometimes you don't even have any feelings. Sometimes you're just numb, and you let the alcohol make you stay numb.
He got into the service at 17. 4 combat tours and many years as an Army medic took a toll on him when he got out in 2012.
Everything fell apart. And I was just like, okay, now what do? I'm homeless. You know, I was living in my friend's basement for about a year and a half, and he's like, Tim, I can't have you living here anymore.
But housing in general is hard to come by in Dane County, something County Executive Joe Parisi is hoping to change.
We're a very fast-growing region. We're adding 6,000 people a year to our population. The vacancy rate is very low.
He's championing the Valor on Washington, a housing project headed to East Washington Avenue. It will be a mix of affordable and market-rate housing for families, with veterans getting preference in all 59 units.
This will be a place that veterans can come, be around folks who understand what it's like to be a veteran.
When I came to the Hooch, I was in really, really bad shape.
Dry Hooch is a local nonprofit for veterans. The ground floor of the Valor Project will soon be its new home, providing a lifestyle free from drugs and alcohol.
I believe in the Dry Hooch. I've been with the Hooch for a very long time. It was very successful for me, and I want other vets to know that it can be successful for them too.
Dry Hooch helped Tim find housing, something he's now doing with other vets as a peer support counselor. He's happy to report that he's been sober for 3 years now.
The person that used to work here at the Hooch said, Tim, I don't think you'll ever smile again. And I think 3 years ago he goes, wow, you are smiling, you're good.
The Valor will have space for writing, art, and support groups and other services to help veterans. Parisi says construction is set to start in the spring. It will be ready for occupants in 2021.
Rose Schmidt reporting that. Rose, thank you. Could see some showers tonight. Let's check your first alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Well, parts of our viewing area are probably seeing some showers already, although the air near the ground is pretty dry, so that will limit the extent of them. You can see a visible cloud track. The sunshine that we had for much of the day has given way now to clouds coming in from the west, and you can see those scattered showers moving over southern Wisconsin. Again, all this precipitation not all reaching the ground because while temperatures are in the upper 40s to around 50, the dew point temperatures around 30, so the air is pretty dry. By tomorrow morning, the showers will come to an end. The skies will turn partly cloudy. That will drop temperatures into the middle 30s. Tomorrow should be a partly sunny and cooler day with a high of 45. That's your News 3 Now First Alert forecast.
Gary, thank you so much. A Missouri cattle farmer faces first-degree murder charges tonight in the deaths of 2 missing brothers from Wisconsin. Court documents say Garland Joey Nelson fatally shot Nick and Justin Diemel, who drove to his farm to collect a $250,000 check. A probable cause statement says Nelson burned the brothers' bodies and dumped what was left of the remains on a manure pile. Nelson faces a possible life sentence in prison or the death penalty.
Madison police are investigating the discovery of a gun on Leopold Elementary School grounds. A 5-year-old found it in some long grass yesterday evening.
The availability of guns in our society today is a very sad reality that we all have to wake up to and realize if we haven't already. And yeah, for parents to be having those kind of conversations with their kids.
Police say a school employee happened to be in the area for a meeting and got the weapon away from the child immediately. It was not loaded. District officials are looking through surveillance video for any leads on a suspect. Back in March of 2018, a parent and a child walking to school found a loaded stolen gun on Leopold Elementary School property. A Rock County jury is deliberating the case of a man accused in a 2017 fatal stabbing.
Over the last few days, they've heard arguments from the prosecution and defense. Rock County reporter Adam Duxter has been in the courtroom during all of that and joins us from our bureau at the Janesville Gazette with the very latest. Adam?
Yeah, just about any time now, a jury is expected to make a decision as to whether or not Julian Collazo is guilty or not of first-degree intentional homicide in a December 2017 stabbing of Nicole Scatia Lubeck. Now, today, the prosecution finished its arguments, and the defense had an opportunity to call several key witnesses to the stand. The defense is arguing that it wasn't Collazo, rather an associate of his named Nicole Kazar, who was found with him when they were arrested in Missouri. The defense is arguing that while Collazo made several mistakes on the night of the homicide, like not calling police, he wasn't the one responsible for the stabbings.
So was Mr. Collazo's behavior laudable that night? No. Could he have made better choices? Yes. Is he guilty of first-degree intentional homicide? Absolutely not.
The prosecution in this case is represented by District Attorney David O'Leary, among others, who have been arguing that DNA evidence and blood spatter from the scene has placed Collazo on the scene at the time of the homicide, but not Kazar. And again, the jury is deliberating right now and is expected to make a decision sometime tonight. When that does happen, we'll keep you updated both live on our Facebook page as well as posting updates on our website, channel3000.com, as they come in.
Adam Duxter reporting that important update for us. Thank you so much, Adam. New at 6, Dane County Executive Joe Parisi is including $80,000 in his 2020 budget to support a nonprofit that works with survivors of sex trafficking. Parisi made that announcement today alongside Attorney General Josh Kaul. The money is going to Project Respect to create a new full-time position that would help survivors reunite with family and find a safe place to live. Last year, the National Human Trafficking Hotline was alerted to 134 cases of human trafficking in Wisconsin.
In Dane County, we see victims at the age of 13 who have been victimized for maybe 2 or 3 years. So we are talking about kids that are barely in middle school that I think are the most vulnerable to the grooming, the messages from traffickers.
Attorney General Kaul mentioned law enforcement are on alert for sex traffickers during large events throughout the state, like the upcoming Democratic National Convention in Milwaukee.
A new poll shows most Wisconsin voters do not support holding impeachment hearings against President Donald Trump. The Marquette Law School poll released this afternoon shows 46% of Wisconsinites approve of the impeachment hearings, 49% are against. However, those numbers are up significantly from the April poll that showed just 29% support impeachment proceedings. Only 44% support impeaching and removing the president, with 51% against.
A video made by a group of UW-Madison students is making the rounds on social media, pushing for more inclusion for students from different racial backgrounds. It
comes a couple weeks after the university removed a promotional homecoming video that received some backlash for showing no students of color. Madeline O'Neill live on campus now. What students here are hoping to accomplish. Maddie?
Eric and Danica, the video posted on Twitter last night has nearly 10,000 views so far. Well, it comes after students of color were noticeably left out of UW's homecoming video. Students behind this new video say that's just one aspect of their experience here on campus. UW-Madison students live and learn on campus, but some say it can be hard to call it home.
I think really appreciating the efforts that students of color have made on this campus. Like we say in the video, the University of Wisconsin-Madison did not create a home for us. We had to create one for ourselves.
UW senior Ali Khan produced this video posted Tuesday night.
Home is where we are.
A lot of the statements revolved around safety and inclusion.
It highlights experiences students of color face, like higher assault rates for women, underfunded resources, and often being the only black person in your classes.
Have you ever just been in a classroom and just realize like how different everybody looks from you?
This is student Richard Bernay, who says this space on campus wasn't created for people of color.
you know, sometimes it's like almost you had to like just accept that burden. However, luckily there's students like Ali, there's students like Sick, and there's students like also like me who are trying to just step up, be able to say like, no, I feel like we could also have a bit of this space as well.
My first thoughts were, once again, students are leading the way for how the university should level up.
UW professor Angela Byers-Winston focuses on racial minorities in STEM fields.
So we have this cosmetic diversity where we're making some strides, and yet we don't have the experience of many of our students, and I dare say some faculty and staff who are from underrepresented backgrounds or less well-represented backgrounds, feeling like they're actually part of the workings, the activities, the very infrastructure of this campus.
Byers-Winston says one way to advance inclusion is more people from racially diverse backgrounds in faculty and staff positions who can make policy decisions to make students of color feel more welcome.
Because if you look at the racial composition in the state, it doesn't reflect our state school.
These students are hoping school administrators listen up and make the university they love feel more like home.
They need to notice that, you know, we are important and we should be included in certain decisions and included in like just the thought process.
UW-Madison officials aren't formally commenting on this video, but administrators are on social media reacting mostly positively. One says it's clear there's much more work to do. The Student Inclusion Council is expecting to release a list of demands for change at the university later this week. And if you want to check it out, we do have a link to the full video on our website.
All right, Maddie, live on campus tonight. Thank you. And next at 6, Madison Water Utility helping local elementary school students understand just how lucky they are simply to have running water every day.
And there's more local news ahead. Tonight, the Madison Police Department has been losing a significant number of officers over the past year. We'll tell you why they're struggling to keep people around tonight on News 3 Now at 10. Today, there's a nationwide effort to appreciate something we really take for granted, that being water.
The Madison Water Utility participating in Imagine a Day Without Water, helping elementary schoolers understand that others around the world lack access to clean drinking water. The third graders walked from Lincoln Elementary School to the Park Street Well facility carrying jugs filled with 53 gallons of water. That's the average amount of water an average person in Madison uses in just one day.
There are really children all over the world who walk for hours every day to an unsafe water source and bring that water back to their families. So a lot of times here we might take it for granted when we turn on the faucet.
According to the World Health Organization, more than 2 billion people lack access to safe drinking water.
After nearly 40 years in business, Pegasus Games announces plans to close on November 17th. According to Facebook, the store on Madison's west side is Wisconsin's oldest surviving hobby gaming store. The owners couldn't find a buyer after announcing they were seeking new ownership back in June. A clearance sale starts today, 25% off everything, and deals will max out at 75% off from November 13th to the 17th. And the Chocolate Shop walk-up location on Atwood Avenue is going to be serving ice cream for the last time this Saturday. The company rented out the space for the past 6 years, but it was recently sold. According to a Facebook post, the Chocolate Shop has settled a civil suit against the new building owners. And as a thank you to the Atwood neighborhood, they'll be serving free single scoops of ice cream on Saturday.
Elton John adding another show at Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee as part of his sold-out The Farewell Yellow Brick Road tour. The announcement comes after his performance at Fiserv Forum Saturday. His next appearance there will be April 28th. Tickets go on sale November 1st at 10 a.m. You can go to eltonjohn.com for those tickets.
Coming up in sports, speaking of the Fiserv Forum, the Bucks are gearing up for their official season opener. Why Coach Budenholzer says they are not doing anything differently from last year.
And tonight's showers should clear out for the next few days. Gary will have your complete first alert forecast just ahead.
Well, we had a little more sunshine than expected. The clouds held off until mid to late afternoon, so that actually allowed us to warm up. But you can see those clouds steadily coming in from the west late this afternoon, and they're bringing some light rain showers this evening. The showers, for the most part, pretty light, and some of these may not be reaching the ground because the air near the ground is fairly dry. As we take a look at the live view from the WISC Skycam, looking off toward the west, we had a little bit of light rain around here. Otherwise, skies are just mostly cloudy. Edgewater Skycam in downtown Madison. If it's raining, it's not raining very hard because it doesn't really affect the camera very much. The temperature is very close to average. High temperature 2 degrees below normal at 54. The low temperature 2 degrees above normal at 39. And right now we're sitting at 50 degrees with some light rain being reported at the airport. The air is calm, but notice the humidity, only 48%. So again, some of that rain may actually be evaporating before it reaches the ground. That's why it's not very heavy, and most of it will move out by around midnight. Temperatures already in the 30s up in northern Wisconsin, still around 50 here in Madison, but as those clouds thicken up and the showers start to move in, temperatures drop back into the 40s. Compared to 24 hours ago, our temperatures are still a couple degrees above where they were at this time yesterday, but to the west, those temperatures running a little colder. That means our temperatures will drop back into the mid to upper 40s for the next couple of days. But these showers should move out pretty quickly. The jet stream is pushing them along, and now the upper level winds will be shifting to a northwesterly direction, bringing down another cool Canadian air mass. This is going to be the pattern over the next couple of weeks. We'll see periodic spells of slightly milder weather for a day or two, and then boom, the winds shift around to the northwest and the colder air takes hold. By the middle of next week, we could be looking at high temperatures in the upper 30s on Wednesday. A weak area of low pressure pushing through Iowa has the showers out ahead of it. Behind it, those winds shift around to the northwest. South of this front, temperatures have been pretty mild. Springfield, Illinois, still at 66. St. Louis at 71 degrees. But on the north side of that weather system, temperatures in the upper 30s to the middle 40s through much of the Dakotas and northern Minnesota. And that's the cool air heading in our direction. So these showers should move out pretty quickly for tonight. Skies will clear out. That will also allow temperatures to drop off because we don't have the strong winds to mix up the air and keep it a little bit warmer near the ground. So we're looking for low temperatures in the middle 30s by tomorrow morning. Plenty of sunshine for the day tomorrow. Tomorrow night, clear skies, temperatures again dropping into the 30s, a few places probably in the upper 20s. Next weather system staying mainly to the south, but as it moves northeastward, could get close enough by late Saturday night into Sunday morning with the possibility for an isolated shower, but for the most part, most areas will stay dry. Look for any showers to end at right about midnight, then it'll turn partly cloudy and cooler overnight with a low of 34. Tomorrow, a partly sunny day, but it will be cooler with a high temperature at 45 degrees. On future track, the showers move out pretty quickly for tonight. We clear out, temperatures in the middle 30s by tomorrow morning, and then high temperatures jump up into the middle 40s for tomorrow night. We drop down into the upper 20s by early on Friday morning, and then Friday look for high temperatures in the upper 40s. Rainfall amounts very light, probably less than 1/10 of an inch in most areas. 7 to 10 day forecast, a little warmer for Saturday with a high in the mid 50s, and then middle of next week, high temperatures upper 30s to lower 40s with a mixture of rain and snow showers. At least Halloween will be dry.
What's this? Patrick Mahomes back on the practice field for the Kansas City Chiefs when they're playing the Packers Sunday? We'll tell you what's up in sports. You'll never guess who's the NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Well, when you throw 5 touchdown passes and run for another, it's pretty easy to figure that it's Aaron Rodgers. That's his 17th such award, a Packers franchise record. The Packers, of course, play at Kansas City Sunday night. And guess who's back at practice in Kansas City today? That's Patrick Mahomes, who went through a limited workout. Mahomes is supposed to be out at least 3 weeks with a dislocated kneecap, but head coach Andy Reid still doesn't rule out the chance Mahomes could play Sunday against the Packers. The Badger football team hasn't played at Ohio State since 2013, but they'll be back in Columbus this weekend. Wisconsin and Ohio State, Saturday morning at 11 a.m. It's the national game on Fox with Gus Johnson. Ohio State is a 14-point favorite at home. The Buckeyes are ranked 3rd in the country. They've beaten the Badgers in 9 of their last 10 meetings since 2007. But the Buckeyes know the Badgers are going to put up a fight, especially on the heels of last weekend's disappointment at Illinois.
I think every week, especially this week, is a week to come out and prove what you can do. You know, obviously they're very talented, have great players, offensively and defensively. So anytime you get a chance to come out and compete against a team like this, want to come out and show well.
And this is going to be as hard as it gets. I mean, these guys, you know, are coming off a tough loss. They're going to be more hungry than ever coming in here. And, you know, I read a few of the articles saying, you know, they have something to prove more and more now as we get closer to this game. And so it's going to take everything we have to win this thing.
The Milwaukee Bucks begin their 2019-2020 NBA season tomorrow night at Houston. Coming off an appearance in the Eastern Conference Finals, the Bucks hope they're even better this season with additions like Wesley Matthews, Kyle Korver, and Robin Lopez. The Bucks hope to improve on last year's 60-win regular season and find a way to get to the NBA Finals and win it.
You know, our routines and everything are the same. You know, we want to get better every day, so I'd love for us to be better this year than we were last year. In all ways, shapes, and forms, individually getting better. And so our motivation's at a high level. And I think we feel like we did a lot of things well last year and laid a foundation. And we're excited about getting better this year.
Looks like David Ross is going to be the next manager of the Chicago Cubs. They're expected to announce it tomorrow. Ross, an emotional leader of the Cubs World Series championship team in 2016. He'll replace Joe Madden as the manager of the Chicago Cubs. Managing director Peter Wilt is leaving Forward Madison FC to take a job at the United Soccer League. Wilt has been with the Flamingos since day one in 2018. He'll work with communities in new and existing USL markets to promote fan engagement. You probably know the Oklahoma football tradition of the Sooner Schooner after every touchdown scored at home. Well, this Saturday, the Sooner Schooner crashed as it circled on the field. Fortunately, no one was hurt, including the horses, but that will end the Sooner Schooner season. The school announced that the wagon is being repaired and will eventually become a static display. With a top-heavy wagon speeding around a grass field with narrow wagon wheels, what could possibly have gone wrong?
You would think there would be some physics majors there that would have figured that out early on.
Too late.
Yeah, right? Oh, my goodness. And that's been a long-standing tradition, right? Yeah.
Until last week.
Until last week. There you go.
Final check of the rain coming in.
Yeah, some light showers pushing on through. Not all of that's reaching the ground. Looks like some heavier showers just north of Janesville right now. Temperatures are in the 40s west of Madison, 50 from Madison on toward the east, but the air is very dry near the ground. Those dew point temperatures in the lower 30s, so not all that rain reaching the ground. Dry weather the next few days, slight chance of a shower Saturday night into Sunday morning. Rain and snow chances in the middle of next week, and dry but cold for Halloween.
All right, Gary, thank you. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
We'll see you back here at 10. Hope to see you too.